It's a turf war on Tobacco Road this afternoon for a spot in the ACC Championship. Underway with Carolina grabbing the first possession.
Guarding the ball, not the action. Critical for both teams today. NC State doesn't turn it over. They don't foul. They don't make a lot of mistakes on their own. North Carolina has to stay aggressive, and they're really good in their high-low game. Right away, they're going to it.
Gakdang will drop it off for India Navarre. And NC State able to keep it alive. Good hustle play for Zoe Brooks. A lot of these Wolfpack starters return from their Final Four team a year ago, looking to get back in back-to-back seasons. And for North Carolina State, Courtney Bangert's best team that she's had here, now in her 6th season, trying to get back to the finals for the first time in 11 years for Carolina. And it's Maria Gakdang with the first bucket.
It's going to be the 6'3 senior Gakdang against the 6'6 freshman early on. Both possessions for North Carolina, trying to establish their play on the baseline first.
Aziaha James with a touch, defended by Lexi Donarski, a former Big 12 Defender of the Year from her days at Iowa State. And she is also their top three-point threat. Good news for Carolina, both Usby and Renaya Kelly, who missed games late in the regular season, are back for the ACC tournament.
Aziaha James face guarding Donarski in the quarter court, being aggressive in that matchup.
Gakdang getting a touch every time down the floor, and the kick out to Usby for three.
NC State's got to get something going to the basket. You have to put some pressure on North Carolina's back line.
Usby with a block, and there's Trygger to clean it up.
And Trygger at 6'6", a freshman, as the season has gone on, has gotten more aggressive and more confident for Westmore on the interior.
Usby. And called for the travel.
You know what, Beth? They win today. I think they bump up a line. I think, and they're already, to me, a host team. Triangle's going to have 3 teams hosting in the NCAA tournament.
Going to be great for fans in this area. Good to hit all 3 spots. Trygger, Usby got a shoulder into her.
Westmore told us his first recruiting trip to go watch her play. She went 5 for 6 from the 3-point line. He walked out of the gym and said, sign her.
They are hoping, too, that both Aziaha James and Sanaya Rivers get it cooking early today. And that leads to Kelly with the sprint out and a little too much mustard on the pass for Navarre. Trygger will put up the 3, and the big girl knocks it down. Their worst scoring quarter and their worst scoring halves of the season were in that end Carolina game. Shooter was in the trail.
Absolutely knew where the shooter was. That's what I call 3 W's, right? Who to get the ball to, when, and where. You got to know personnel.
This time it's the pick and the roll. One of their all-time leading rebounders, number 2 presently. She's got over 1,500 points as well, as James hits the deck and stays down in the lane. And now a whistle to stop play. So James out for the moment.
How about Courtney Banghart trusting Alyssa Usby with those 2 fouls?
Zam Jones, who just replaced Aziaha James, hits the 3.
Remember, she took a shot in the Notre Dame game at NC State, came back with a Band-Aid on her face.
That's going to be an offensive foul on Townsend setting the screens. Usby has now checked out, so both sides down their best player.
Play through the nail right here. Trygger face up. You got to get some cuts through the lane. You got to get a piece of the paint against this defense.
Hayes will try for 3 and hit it.
She did get a couple of minutes of run yesterday.
Lorena Awu at 6'5", another freshman, comes on to counter for NC State. Triana Crisp with the spin in the lane. Tough shot.
Really interesting lineup on the floor right now for Coach Banghart.
Donarski and Usby both out. 1 minute to go.
Yeah, interesting, because I don't know where their offense is going to come from.
Hayes into the lane to the left hand, and that rattles in.
That is a determined, tough 2.
Navarre. Crisp. Shot clock's an issue. Gets by Zam Jones, but misses the layup. One shot possible here for NC State. As they hold Carolina to 2 baskets in this first quarter.
And one was a 3 by Usby.
Jones into the lane, pulls up over the big and won't get it to go. 16-5. NC State, a dominant first quarter in our first ACC semi.
I think this is a better lineup on the floor for North Carolina offensively than what we just saw at the end of the quarter.
The other news of that first quarter, an injury to Aziaha James, the top player for NC State, had to go back to the locker room and has not returned. Now she is back out on the NC State bench as we start this second quarter.
Westmore wants the switch because he wants to get Usby guarding a guard, and NC State twice has not handled it well.
Navarre will take it herself, missed it. Carolina does choose to start Blanca Thomas inside, but Gakdang getting set to check in. A woo through Donarski. And it's now 18 in a row.
If I was Donarski, I wouldn't take that charge either.
Kelly behind the screen.
Yeah, all perimeter shots for the Tar Heels right now.
James returns. Let's see if they get her involved right away. She'll take it and hit it. Nice comeback, Aziaha James.
Does she even have a sweat? I mean, she's not even on the 4-5 seconds and scores.
Gakdang knocked loose. Usby out to Grant. And finally, the drought ends after missing 12 shots.
She's got the Usby matchup.
James fouled by Donarski. Last year, only Caitlin Clark and Paige Beckers had a better postseason than Aziaha James did in the NCAA tournament.
She averaged 23 points in the tournament and shot better than 50% from the three-point line. Helped NC State to the Final Four.
Gakdang immediately going to work on Trygger. James off the ball fake. And on the weak side, knocked out of bounds in the win over Florida State. They opened up the tournament by beating Boston College. Grant short on the shot. Brooks running with Jones. And the step through for the layup. Kelly going to get called for the push-off.
And they have been playing their best basketball yesterday. I thought with them getting Usby and Kelly back, they were whole and healthy and played really well.
Rivers spinning inside. Sanaya Rivers.
You got to attack Usby off the bounce. I think you keep putting her in multiple ball screen actions and try to pick up a third.
Gakdang fouled by Trygger
in this ACC tournament.
North Carolina has 4 baskets, 5 fouls, and 8 turnovers. A big part of their story, and NC State, their usual balanced attack so far in this first half.
Look, Usby on Rivers, and Westmore goes clear it out. Sanaya Rivers, this is the unscripted offense that we started the game with. That's what I'm talking about. Break it off, recognize matchups. Usby can't afford to pick up a third going into the halftime.
Attack the player in foul trouble. Gakdang trying to go to work in the lane. Rivers helping out. Got a block. Donarski in the chaos. Open for a 3. And West says, let's run it back with Rivers against Usby. Settled for the jumper. Gakdang. There's their mismatch on
That's
a
where I would
woo
go.
and a foul.
Catch your breath. Let's go play how we play. And Lexi Donarski added, we've got to fight. Nothing's gone just yet.
She was noticing some fatigue in her team. 3 games in 3 days at this level in this tournament is not easy. Playing the 1 seed is not easy.
And now this time it's James working on Usby and stepped on Ally.
That's a scoring cut.
On replay, she did hold that pivot foot down. North Carolina just trying to chip away, get something going, something positive into the second half, and that's the second foul on Zam Jones.
I've got her on my top 10.
Hey, a great slate of men's college basketball coming your way today. We have our basketball sandwich coming up today on ESPN. Just down the road a pace, Cooper Flagg and the Blue Devils will be at the Smith Center for that one. Still to be decided how the men's bracket will play out once their regular season ends. Rivers, they'll try the same play. James missed the first one and the second one. Third chance, and that one will come up short, but a foul. James at the line. Just a 58% free throw shooter. Ladies are getting ready. Coach getting the scarf done for the former champ and tourney MVP.
Three-time MVP. 3 titles for Ivory Latta.
Final minute of this first half. Donarski. And count that basket, and she'll head to the line. Heels now 7 of 8 from the free throw line. And they've got this thing back into single digits. Down by as many as 17 in this first half. Rivers. That one won't fall. Grant Usby on the run, doesn't have numbers. Could hold for close to the final shot here, about a 2-second differential. This is big for North Carolina. Surviving the first big punch. Townsend on the drive. She has been clutch here in the final 2 minutes. Brooks, they don't get a shot up.
Zoe Brooks had no idea about time and score.
Out of sorts at the finish for NC State. Third quarter underway. The winner is into the championship against the winner of our second semifinal, Notre Dame and Duke. That's coming up next. Yeah, and that's going to be a foul, especially when the ball gets knocked backwards like that. Kind of no harm, no foul. James, and now draws the foul on the shot.
Really good job loading to the ball in the gaps, trying to show numbers to the NC State guards.
5 for 5 at the line.
Oh, you know she's a bucket getter, right? At any time.
Usby backing in on Hayes, and that won't go.
North Carolina not giving up anything in transition either right now. Doing a really good job of getting back.
There's Aziaha James knocking it down. The 15th time these two have played in the ACC tournament. They are all even at 7 wins apiece. But it's only the second time in 18 years that they are facing each other here in Greensboro. Usby in the lane. Dang, able to clean it up. Nice backdoor Hayes. Usby is able to scramble and get back. Stays upright. Trygger offensive rebound and a takeaway. And a turnover. Carolina has won the last 4. Offensive foul called on Trygger.
Teresa Brown.
Those two
players that have their jerseys hanging in the rafters at North Carolina.
Carolina with 9 championships. Duke has 8, and then NC State with 7. Notre Dame with 6 titles. All of those coming in the last decade.
NC State doing a good job guarding that hammer action, and then North Carolina gets the ISO with Gok Dang. So all that interference on the other side, or that misdirection stuff Courtney Banghart is running, is working.
James, 1-on-3. Usby. They will not allow Donarski any room to move. 1 for 3 from downtown so far. Hayes hits the triple.
Reversing the ball on the top of the floor by Trygger to an open shooter.
It's a 9-2 run out of the locker room for State. Donarski, that's how Carolina gets her open looks. Coming up to the midway point, Owu, and a foul. So Owu to the line, just a 32% free throw shooter. On ACC Network, following the championship game on ESPN, and our wrap-up show. Championship Sunday tomorrow, ACC, SEC, Big 12 Finals, all coming your way on ESPN. This is the first of our quadruple header from the ACC, SEC, and Renaya Kelly hits from mid-range. Jones, no look to Owu, and she blows the layup. Quick counter, Usby, and Owu runs into her.
The official on the baseline called that. I don't know if they were screened out or not.
It has been a grinded-out kind of game so far, and James fouled by Townsend. 6 for 6 today at the stripe.
NC State in the bonus now, so they need to continue to stay aggressive.
1 seed trying to advance, the top seed in the ACC tournament. Townsend drives, dishes. Donarski can't hit it. Usby able to tap it to a teammate. Donarski in the chaos again. And rattles it around and out.
The foul's going to be on Usby.
Usby checks back out with 2:38 to go here in the third. And Hayes to the line. State now 12 of 13. Two teams trying to knock out their neighbors and play for an ACC championship. It's been NC State pretty much from the opening tip. And Crisp hits for 3 as they try and work this back into single digits. Been down by as many as 17 this afternoon.
Both teams look fatigued to me. There's a lot of standing going on, not sprinting into their screening action, not sprinting hard into cuts. Having to do so much off the bounce, one-on-one.
James, pretty spin, floats it up and in. That's absolutely gorgeous. WNBA stock continues to rise. Rivers defending Grant. Gakdang buries the defender inside. Gakdang.
She's going to have to dig deep right here because Gakdang has been their best offense all game. Her posting up has created some space for North Carolina. And you know fatigue is setting in.
Maria now with 10 points, 7 rebounds. Here in this third quarter, James almost outscoring Carolina. Hayes. Collier with the offensive rebound. And 1!
There is a lot of red in the building. And you're starting to hear them. Look at Collier, gets great interior position right here and just muscles her way to the rim. I'll tell you what, that was the question mark all season about the interior play for NC State, and Wes Moore has worked hard with his staff to get all 3 of those young players ready to go. It's part of the reason why he is.
Rivers will keep and hit. Gotta hurry. Crisp in time. Air ball.
Make NC State come back to the basketball.
No, they're not going to bother. 54-37, a big 10-point advantage in the third quarter. 17 points, 7 rebounds, a couple of assists. 10 minutes away for the winner into the ACC championship game tomorrow. North Carolina seeking its first final in 11 years. NC State seeking its 5th final in the last 6 years.
Yeah. Pedal off the gas, foot off the gas. Yeah, you know what I mean.
James. Usby. Will they look to her and Renaya Kelly here in the fourth? It has been quiet for both of those players. Kelly not even out there to start this quarter. Grant, the freshman, rejected and stuffed by Rivers. James tries to step through, contact, no, and muscles that one up off the window. Usby spins to the left. Townsend in there to get the rebound, keep it alive, finds Usby in the lane, up and in. Again. Hayes back out to Rivers, steps inside the line for 2. Carolina's had some success on the inbounds.
Well, when Donarski's in a game.
Navarro, second chance, got it, and a foul.
This has been North Carolina's really best offense, is their offensive rebounding. Right? Because they haven't really been able to get anything going. 3 really good teams in the A-10. St. Joe's with a win over Richmond. George Mason still alive on the other side of the bracket. I think Richmond is probably going to be a tournament team.
Zoe Brooks at the shot clock buzzer. Things going NC State's way. And they're back up by 18. North Carolina got it down into single digits once late in the first half, but have been on the struggle bus throughout this second half.
So North Carolina keeping with the full court pressure, which I like. Even though your legs are tired, this is what you have to do, is try to get some turnovers, try to speed up the game.
Jones finds a woo.
It's a good job of NC State to attack that pressure.
Navarre, she'll drive it, and another.
She's scored
chance
the
at a
last
3-point play. 7 points, 3 rebounds.
That's 8 points in a row.
Won't press again. Looks like a 1-2-2. Easily handled by NC State. Jones, baseline drive, finds a shooter. Hayes opposite, way off. Navarre feeling it right now. Attacks the rim again.
10-0 run, India Navarre. And it allows North Carolina to set their pressure. Got to stay off the sidelines.
Brooks in the dang offensive foul.
Got to do a really good job here of defending and rebounding, and you got to know where Grant is for a triple.
She has outscored NC State all on her own. Going to work again. Lost the handle on the way up, and a foul. And back to the free throw line for the North Carolina native who started out, played a year at Stanford before coming back home. This is Courtney Bangert's best season with the Tar Heels in her 6 years. Zan Jones. And now Brooks. Turned back by Usby. Under 10 on the shot clock. Jones turns it over. A chance for Carolina to get it into single digits. Townsend, no. Navarre rips it away and back to the line. Trying to make this a 10-point game.
And experienced guards in this situation in close games.
They've had 5 turnovers here in the fourth quarter. Brooks. That one won't go. Oh, whoa, with the offensive rebound. 3 minutes to play. Usby 15-footer, no.
Good recovery by Madison Hayes. Icing ball screens, and she gets back to recover to Usby to challenge that 15-footer.
NC State trying to close this one out. James. And that's a foul on Hayes. Winner of this one will face the winner of Notre Dame Duke. They are coming up next on ESPN2, featuring South Carolina and Texas as the top dogs down in Greenville. 2.5 to go. And it would appear that NC State has survived a scare. A couple of missed layups from Carolina that could have really tightened things up. A woo! 10 points for her today. Navarro.
She's got to be exhausted.
Yeah.
She's put the whole Carolina team on her back.
Short on both free throw attempts. And they're going to get a foul on Brooks on the rebound here. Townsend at the line for a pair. And linger.
No lingering.
They're going to work the shot clock, which will also work that game clock. Get a good look from 3. And a foul on Gakdang. Appears to be alive for a shot at an 8th ACC title, which would tie for second most with the Duke Blue Devils behind North Carolina. Rivers. Missed it. Usby has it. On the run, Navarre, no. And Bangert says don't foul. And the Wolfpack fans are up and at him. The number 1 seed advances. And they'll go for a 5th ACC championship. Their 5th final in 6 years. And they knock out North Carolina.